The stars were whispering secrets tonight, soft silver words that shimmered across the dark velvet sky. Beneath them, a golden lion blinked in surprise, for the moon had just called his name. Why was the moon glowing brighter than ever? And what did it want with a sleepy lion who only wished for one peaceful dream? The grass swayed like a lullaby around him, cool and tender, while the forest hummed with quiet magic. Every leaf seemed to sparkle, every shadow seemed alive. He had chased too many sunsets, roared at too many dawns, and forgotten how to rest. But tonight, the stars had other plans. Somewhere beyond the horizon, a path of light began to form, glimmering paw prints leading upward into the sky. The lion's heart thudded gently. Sleep could wait. Wonder could not. The lion floated higher and higher until the world beneath him became a dream of gold and blue. The stars twinkled like curious eyes, watching his every move. He felt light as a feather, calm as a drifting cloud. The air shimmered with kindness, soft voices of constellations humming old bedtime songs. The moon waited ahead, patient and grand, wearing a halo of silver mist. The lion's paws brushed starlight trails that giggled beneath his touch. For the first time, he wasn't chasing anything. He was simply being carried by wonder itself. As the lion floated closer to the moon, he noticed shimmering bridges of light stretching between the stars, like paths built from dreams. Each bridge sang a gentle note when he stepped on it, a sound so soft it could lull a mountain to sleep. The deeper he went, the more the night sky opened like a storybook. Clouds swirled into shapes of sleeping cubs, glowing hearts, and drowsy birds. The lion smiled. The sky wasn't empty. It was full of dreams waiting to be remembered. Then, a soft, playful laugh echoed through the air. From behind a star, a small, silver-winged creature fluttered into view. She was no larger than a paw, with a light that danced like the dawn. "You've come far, sleepy lion," she said in a voice like falling rain. "But do you know why the moon called you?" The lion tilted his head, unsure. "To teach you," she smiled, "that even the bravest hearts need rest." And before he could speak, her wings shimmered and wrapped the night in a hush. The lion followed the fairy toward the moon's edge, where the stars grew quiet and the light turned gentle. A silver cradle rested there, woven from moonbeams, shaped perfectly for a tired lion's dream. The fairy smiled, motioning him to lie down. He hesitated, then stepped in. The cradle rocked, and the stars began to hum again. For the first time in forever, he closed his eyes not to guard the world, but to let it guard him. And as he drifted off, the moon whispered, "Bravery sleeps too." Dreams floated like mist around the lion, soft and silver, carrying him into a world that shimmered without weight. The moon's lullaby faded into the hum of distant stars, and when his eyes opened again, the night had changed. He was walking among the constellations, giant, glowing figures traced from stories, long forgotten. Each one seemed alive, their starlit bodies breathing slowly in the dark. A great bear nodded kindly. A swan drifted across invisible water, and a young cub made of golden sparks waved shyly at him. The lion felt no fear here, only peace that pulsed in rhythm with the stars. Yet, something inside whispered, "The journey isn't over." The lion's paws shimmered as he walked along the constellation path, each step ringing like a crystal bell. Far ahead, the stars began to swirl faster, shaping into a spiral that glowed like a galaxy in motion. He felt drawn toward it, sensing both wonder and mystery. As he approached, the spiral slowed and revealed a shape, a doorway carved from pure starlight. It pulsed softly, as if it could feel his breath. He took one cautious step closer, his mane glowing brighter. Something beyond that doorway was calling him by name, softly, kindly, endlessly. Beyond the doorway was a calm, floating meadow made of silver grass and drifting petals that glowed like fallen stars. A soft melody hung in the air, notes played by invisible winds. The lion stepped forward and felt the ground hum gently beneath him. He could see the moon fairy resting on a flower made of light, her wings folded, her face peaceful. She whispered without opening her eyes, "The sky gives dreams to those who listen." Her voice melted into the air, and he realized he wasn't just dreaming in the sky. He was dreaming with it. A sudden shimmer rippled across the stars, and the meadow began to flicker like candlelight. The lion looked up to see the sky trembling, constellations dimming, their songs fading one by one. The fairy's eyes opened, glowing softly with concern. "Something's wrong," she said, her voice echoing through the trembling air. "The Star River is losing its glow." The lion felt a spark of courage rise in his heart. "Then I'll bring it back," he said quietly. The fairy nodded, her wings catching light again. "Follow your heart, brave dreamer," she whispered. "It knows the way." The lion followed the fairy's light as it guided him through a valley of falling stars. The air shimmered with golden dust, swirling gently around them like sleepy snow. Ahead, the Star River appeared, a vast, flowing ribbon of liquid light curving across the sky. But its glow had faded to pale gray. The lion approached, lowering his head to the river's edge. "How can I help you shine again?" he whispered. The water rippled softly and whispered back, "Remember who you are, dreamer of skies." And with that, the stars above him began to pulse again, waiting for his roar. The river shimmered faintly as the lion stepped closer, the glow reflecting in his calm eyes. Every ripple whispered fragments of forgotten dreams, songs of cubs who once believed in the stars, echoes of hearts that had grown too busy to rest. The lion listened quietly, feeling a soft ache in his chest. The moon fairy drifted beside him, her voice a hush. "The Star River only shines when the world dreams together." The lion lowered his head and touched the surface with his paw. A ripple of light spread outward, weaving into shapes, his memories, his laughter, his quiet moments under the savanna sky. The river was showing him what he'd forgotten. That rest is not weakness, but strength wrapped in peace. The river brightened, its silver light softening into hues of pink and gold. Tiny stars began rising from the water like bubbles, floating upward toward the dark sky. Each one carried a dream of laughter, kindness, and courage. The lion watched them drift and felt the calm return to his heart. The moon fairy smiled gently. "See, the dreams never leave. They only wait to be remembered." The lion took a deep breath, the scent of starlight filling his lungs. He could feel the night's rhythm again, the slow, steady heartbeat of the sky calling him home. But suddenly, the river's flow slowed once more, and the dreams that floated upward began to fade before reaching the stars. The lion's heart raced. Something was wrong. A low hum trembled beneath the water, deep and lonely. "The river is tired," whispered the fairy. "It has carried too many dreams and forgotten how to rest." The lion stared into the fading light, and his reflection looked back, weary yet strong. He realized what he had to do. He stepped into the water, feeling its cool glow wrap around him, and whispered, "Then I'll rest with you." The current sighed with relief. As the lion closed his eyes, the water around him warmed. The Star River began to hum a melody older than time, a song of peace and patience. The lion's breath slowed, his mane rippling softly with the current. Above him, the moon fairy sang along, her voice blending with the rhythm of the stars. The constellations awoke one by one, glowing brighter, their light reflecting in the river like 1,000 peaceful hearts. The world, it seemed, was sighing in its sleep, and for the first time the lion understood that calm is the truest roar. When he opened his eyes again, the river gleamed brighter than ever, flowing like molten stars across the heavens. The moon's reflection smiled down, and the fairy hovered beside him with joy in her eyes. "You've given the Star River what it needed," she said softly. "Your peace has healed it." The lion rose slowly, droplets of light falling from his fur. The water whispered his name one last time, grateful and gentle. He looked at the glowing river stretching endlessly ahead, and knew that every dreamer would now sleep under its light. The river curved upward, flowing like a glowing ribbon into the stars above. The lion followed its path, his paws leaving ripples of golden light with every step. The air was thick with soft shimmer, each breath filled with quiet warmth. The moon fairy fluttered beside him, her voice a whisper. "We're entering the realm of resting stars," she said. "This is where the tired stars come to dream." Ahead, the darkness opened into a vast field of starlight. Countless glowing orbs nestled in clouds like cozy nests. The lion felt a peaceful hush spread through his heart. Every star pulsed like a sleeping heartbeat, calm and content. They stepped into the field of stars, where silence hummed like a song too gentle to be heard. The lion gazed in awe. Everywhere little constellations rested, curled within their own glow. Some twinkled faintly as if dreaming, while others slept deeply, wrapped in silver mist. The moon fairy landed on a cluster of sleeping stars and smiled. "When stars grow weary from shining too long, they come here to rest," she said. "They glow again when kindness finds them." The lion lay beside the stars, feeling their warmth soak into his fur. "Then I'll keep them company," he whispered. The lion closed his eyes for a moment, and when he opened them, he saw something wondrous. The stars were stirring. One by one, they blinked awake, stretching beams of light like sleepy cubs stretching their paws. The fairy fluttered up, laughing quietly. "You've comforted them," she said. The lion watched as the smallest star, a tiny golden one with a soft, flickering light, floated close and touched his nose. It shimmered brightly for a moment and whispered, "Thank you." The lion's heart glowed warmer than the moon itself. But beyond the field of resting stars, a dim corner of the sky remained untouched by light. The lion tilted his head, curiosity flickering in his gaze. "Why is that place dark?" he asked. The moon fairy's wings slowed. "That is where forgotten dreams drift," she said softly. "Stars that have given up their glow rest there alone." The lion felt a tug in his heart, an ache both sad and brave. "Then we can't leave them there," he said. The fairy smiled faintly. "Only those who remember kindness can reach them." The lion's mane shone brighter. "Then show me the way." Together they stepped into the darkness, where silence weighed heavy like forgotten rain. The stars here were faint and trembling, their light flickering weakly. The lion padded forward gently, his golden glow spilling warmth across the emptiness. "You are not alone," he whispered. The fairy raised her hand, scattering tiny sparks that floated down like snow. The dim stars began to glow again, one after another, their light joining his. The darkness melted away, replaced by a soft golden dawn that spread across the horizon. "You've woken them," the fairy whispered. The lion smiled sleepily. Sometimes even stars need someone to remind them to shine. The darkness had faded, leaving the sky calm and warm once more. The lion stood beside the moon fairy, both bathed in soft light from the awakened stars. The night seemed to hum with peace, like the world itself was breathing slowly again. The fairy smiled and said, "You've brought balance back to the sky, brave one." The lion looked around, seeing how the stars now shone evenly, bright enough to dream, soft enough to rest. "But what comes next?" he asked quietly. The fairy's silver eyes glimmered. "Now," she whispered, "you must hear what the moon has been waiting to tell you." The moon descended slowly, its face calm and kind, Its light surrounded them, soft as a lullaby. "Lion of golden heart," the moon's voice echoed, "you have roared for others, chased the sun and guarded the night, but you forgot to rest your own light." The lion bowed his head, feeling the truth in every word. The fairy hovered beside him, nodding softly. "The sky does not stay bright by force," the moon continued. "It stays bright because even stars must sleep to shine again." The lion's eyes shimmered with understanding. His journey was never about finding strength. It was about remembering peace. The moon's voice softened, echoing through the stars. "It is time to rest now, dreamer of skies. You've mended what was broken, and the heavens thank you." The lion looked to the fairy, her expression warm and proud. "Will I forget this place when I wake?" he asked. She shook her head with a smile. "No, brave one. You will carry the calm wherever you go." The lion took one last look at the glittering expanse of stars, each glowing brighter than ever, and sighed. A deep, peaceful sigh that carried through the night like music. Slowly, the stars began to dim, not in sadness, but in gentle farewell. The fairy touched the lion's mane, her hand leaving trails of light that faded into tiny moons. "Close your eyes," she whispered. "Let the sky hold you as you've held it." The lion's eyelids fluttered, the world growing softer with every breath. The air smelled like starlight and dreams. The moon's voice wrapped around him one last time like a blanket of silver. "Rest, golden one. Tomorrow we'll need your light anew." As the lion drifted into sleep, the sky faded into soft blue twilight. The moon fairy brushed her wings once more, sending a gentle breeze of dream dust across him. "Sleep well, sky wanderer," she whispered. Below, the savannah reappeared, golden grass swaying under dawn's first light. The lion lay upon his familiar hill, his chest rising and falling in calm rhythm. The moon dimmed, content. The stars sighed, one last lullaby, before fading into morning. The world was still. The lion dreamed on, his heart glowing quietly, carrying the peace of the night within him forever. The lion's breathing was slow and steady, and the world around him shimmered softly. He was asleep, yet not lost. His dream had opened a new sky, a place where hearts floated like lanterns. The air was golden, filled with whispers of children laughing in their sleep, of parents humming lullabies, of hopes too shy to wake. The lion stepped gently onto a glowing path of dreams that stretched across the horizon. He could feel every heartbeat echo beneath his paws, millions of tiny songs joining together in warmth. The moon fairy's voice echoed faintly. "Now you see, little dreamer, every heart is a star waiting to shine." As he wandered deeper, the lion saw dreams unfolding like gentle waves. One dream showed a cub sleeping safely under a mother's paw. Another showed a bird learning to fly through clouds shaped like laughter. The lion smiled at each vision, his fur flickering with silver glow. He realized that dreams weren't just pictures. They were promises whispered by the world to itself. Every dream carried a light that guided hearts home when the night grew long. And now, he was walking among them, a guardian of the quiet, the keeper of peaceful rest. Ahead, a great crystal tree stood in the center of the dream realm, its branches glowing with lights of every color. Each leaf shimmered with a person's dream, some bright, some faint, some gently flickering. The lion approached with wonder, the sound of the tree like a lullaby made of wind. "What is this place?" he whispered. The fairy appeared beside him, her voice soft. "This is the heart tree," she said. "It gathers every dream ever dreamed and keeps them safe." The lion gazed up at its branches reaching toward infinity, feeling the heartbeat of all life pulsing through it. The lion touched one glowing leaf, and a memory bloomed, a vision of the Star River, the resting stars, and his own quiet hill under the moon. It pulsed softly, reminding him that every rest, every pause, every dream connected to this great tree. "You see," said the fairy, smiling, "even your dream is part of the world's light." The lion's eyes glowed gently as he realized that sleep wasn't an end, but a bridge, linking hearts, stars, and dreams in a gentle circle that never breaks. He bowed his head, whispering, "Then I'll guard this peace always." The fairy's wings fluttered slowly as she said, "Your time here is ending, little dreamer, but the calm you found will stay in your heart forever." The lion nodded, a sleepy smile spreading across his face. The dream realm began to glow brighter, its light softening into morning colors. One by one, the dreams faded back into the sky, becoming stars once again. The lion lay down beside the heart tree, his eyes heavy but happy. As he drifted off, he whispered, "Then may every dreamer sleep under kind skies." The fairy's voice answered, "And every night remember you." A soft breeze stirred through the tall grass as dawn stretched across the world. The lion's eyes fluttered open, golden light bathing his mane. For a moment, he did not know if he was still dreaming. The air carried a tender warmth, the kind that hummed with promise. The stars had faded, yet he could still feel them, like tiny heartbeats resting quietly inside him. He breathed in deeply, the scent of morning dew and gentle peace filling his chest. The savannah sang its first waking song, and somewhere above, the moon lingered faintly, smiling one last farewell. The lion rose slowly, his fur warmed by the gentle sun. Every sound of the morning, birds calling, wind brushing through grass, distant water trickling, felt like a song written just for him. He remembered the heart tree, the resting stars, and the glowing dream river. They were far away now, yet their peace still pulsed in his heart. "I am part of their light," he thought, "and they are part of mine." The world shimmered as though agreeing, and he realized the sky wasn't something above him anymore. It lived within him now, calm and endless. As he began to walk through the grass, small creatures peeked out to greet him. A gazelle lifted its head and nodded gently. A bird landed on his back, singing a sleepy tune. Even the breeze seemed to hum his name. The lion smiled, not his proud, roaring smile, but a quiet one, calm and content. He no longer needed to chase the sun or guard the night. His courage was now measured by his gentleness. The moon fairy's voice echoed softly in the distance. "The bravest hearts are the ones that rest." The day grew brighter, the sky widening into endless blue. The lion paused near a still pond and gazed at his reflection. For the first time, he saw not just a king of beasts, but a guardian of peace. His reflection shimmered with faint traces of silver light, the memory of the stars that once guided him. He bowed his head and whispered, "Thank you, moon. Thank you, stars. Thank you for teaching me how to rest." The wind carried his words upward, where a single star twinkled in daylight, winking in reply. As the sun climbed higher, the lion curled back upon his favorite hill, tail flicking lazily. The savannah stretched wide and calm, a soft wind whispering through the grass. He closed his eyes once more, not from weariness, but from peace. In the quiet, he could still hear the faint lullaby of the Star River and the laughter of the moon fairy somewhere far above. The world was safe, glowing gently under the same sky he had mended. His final thought before sleep returned was simple and true. "The light I sought was never in the stars. It was always in my heart."